Hello, my name is Matt Tiemann, and in this video, I'm going to review the book Everybody Lies by Seth Stevens Davidowitz. What I first noticed about this book is that Davidowitz quickly identifies himself as an internet data expert. The book certainly goes on to validify this statement, but he quickly works to establish his credibility. Essentially, he argues through numerous examples in the book that many conventional sources of data are inherently flawed, such as surveys and polls. The reason these sources are flawed is because people lie. They lie to themselves and they lie to others. Davidowitz proves through Google search trends and other types of new data the truth that researchers have been looking for. He quickly demonstrates his point right in the introduction. Using Google search data, he demonstrates that racism is very much alive and well in the United States. It was extremely prevalent following the 2008 presidential election of Barack Obama and continued on through the most recent 2016 election of President Donald Trump. By using Google search, he was able to identify through geographical comparison that the areas that supported Trump the largest were also the same areas that made the most Google searches for the N-word. He also identified that when Obama was elected, reputable national surveys like Gallup identified that overwhelming majority of Americans did not care that Obama was black when judging whether he should be their president. Unfortunately, this couldn't be farther from the truth, as Davidowitz also showed that on election night, searches and signups for Stormfront, a white nationalist website, were more than 10 times higher than normal. In an article from Forbes magazine, Kaylee Leteru discussed the false assumption that is heard all too often, that data is the same thing as truth, and that because opinion polls generate data, they represent truth. He mimics what Davidowitz talks about in that we have more data available, but we actually understand less about the world. Since Davidowitz identified as a data expert, it is no surprise that the setup of his book is quite structured. He breaks it up into 3 defined sections. In part 1, he works to provide clarity on data science. Essentially, our gut gives us a good sense of how the world works, yet we need data to sharpen the picture. Part 2 of his book is where most of the content comes into play. Here, Davidowitz analyzes the 4 powers of big data through numerous interesting studies that have been performed by various data scientists. These 4 powers are 1, big data offers up new types of data. 2, big data provides honest data. No one lies in their Google search bar. 3, big data allows us to zoom in on small subsets of people. And the last power of big data is the ability to conduct many causal experiments. In describing the new data, or data reimagined, he describes the story of how American Pharoah was selected to be purchased. Typically, horses are priced based on their pedigree, their family lineage, with the mindset that winning horses breed winning horses. However, in 2013, Jeff Cedar disrupted this process when he consulted his client to buy back a horse that he previously owned on account of the horse had a left ventricle in the 99.61st percentile, a decision he made based on data he collected and analyzed over the physical aspects of horses and compared them to past winners. Here was a perfect example of new data being used, and as Davidowitz mentions, it doesn't always have to come from the internet. According to Bernard Marr, a contributor of Forbes, another source of new data that can be used is space data. New uses for space data are opening up across many industries. In farming, satellite data can be used to monitor factors which influence crop yield. In real estate, areas prone to flooding or sinkholes can be more accurately identified, impacting property developments and prices. In retail, foot traffic around shopping centers can be monitored in real time, giving an increased overview of how customers actually behave. When discussing the honesty provided in big data, Davidowitz refers to this power as the digital truth serum. He goes on to discussion how using Facebook, Google searches, and pornography searches, he was able to make determinations on how our ability to understand human sexuality. Davidowitz also discusses that with the vast amount of big data that's available, we can zoom in on small subsets of people and make determinations based off of their search history. An example of this is a study done by the Pew Research Center, in which they used Google search data to reveal that the residents of Flint, Michigan were actually searching for information about their water long before the government recognized the contamination, and before local and regional news media coverage intensified. The final section of the book, part 3, is short yet important. It describes the limitations associated with big data and also its increasing popularity. He explains the curse of dimensionality and how analyzing a lot of variables with only a few observations can lead to a fluke discovery that has no true correlation or causation. This book provides an insightful, engaging look at the topic of big data and how non-traditional viewpoints on data can provide more insightful determinations as to the truth behind the data. Davidowitz does this in a way that is informative yet engaging and provides numerous examples to support his claim. Thank you for watching.